Step 3 is called reconciling relationships. And it's all about using the same methods and tactics that we've used to grow and start seeing transformation happening in our lives in our relationships. So we will take all these character traits that we're learning to implement and make part of our being and now apply those to our relationships and healing our relationships. Again, this is different than other studies in that the focus is not on every relationship we have, but on those that are closest to us. For example, the suffering marriage or with children or parents or siblings. But what is closest to you? Because once again, this study is meant to be repeated 3 times in a year, if you can do it, but successively. It's not a one and done type study at all. Instead, it's a work in progress. We love to see progress in the process. That's the goal with this study. So every time that we come through here, we're going to see something different. I've done many, many step studies myself. I've always participated in them, and that God works on another character area in me every single time. Sometimes the same ones, but usually it'll be something different. But this singular issue, singular methodology has worked really, really well. And I wasn't the one that came up with that. That's the way God worked with things with me, with John, and with other people we know, other men we know, to see their success. At the end of step 3, reconciling relationships, like we did in step 2 with our transformation story, we have a reconciliation story in the end of step 3. And it's going to be identifying the relationship we were working on, right? That was significant and that we really wanted to see amends, forgiveness, all these things made that needed to be made. And the relationship was improving. It was seeing a transformational change because we're seeing a transformational change and we're working to be part of this transformational change in our relationships. So we do the same thing at the end of step 3 with the reconciliation story about our relationships. What have we seen? What changes have we seen? What did we do? The formulaic model here, and it is a model in both step 2 and 3, is that we use a discovery phase. In other words, it's a combination of scientific journaling and narrative journaling. So we want to identify, like in step 2, what the issue is, right? And then as we go through discovery, right, we're going to identify all these different patterns and issues and events and people and everything that became part of it and what it became, right? And then our narrative continues. So that's the discovery process. Okay. Well, in step 3, we do the same thing. What is the relationship? What is its state right now? What are we doing? What are the steps we're taking to change, to improve this? What are we going to do? Right. And then we conclude by basically, what are the findings, right? So what are the results? What transformational things did we see happening in ourselves, in our relationships? So it's very formulaic because you know what? It's a lot easier to have a formula when you're trying to figure this out. We're trying to leave as little to the participant to have to manufacture their own methodologies for these things as possible. There's examples and worksheets and all kinds of stuff in workbook 2, which we're going to go to right now,